Outside for a tipple later? Cocktails at sunset? I know, weird. Gotta go. Got a sourdough in the oven. Hope you are doing well. Not as well as can be expected in these bizarre, no, I've already said that, surreal times. Tonight at 8, bring a chair, bring a bottle. A few of us are meeting on my drive for my cocktails at sunset evening. And absolutely no bingo guaranteed. Send. Bloody do-gooders over the road in the flats sent me a little invitation. A handwritten note on a postcard. No need to be on your own in these difficult times. Thought you might like to join us for a game of community bingo. Thursday at 7 for an hour before the NHS clapping. Blanche, over the road, kiss. Well, Blanche, over the road, kiss. No, I bloody wouldn't. I have a terminal case of FOMO. But bingo, for God's sake. Doesn't she know who I am? Zsa Zsa Jones, that's who. Distinguished fashion house editor. I don't want shitting bingo lowering the tone round here. Well, thank you very much. Those clattering pans are bad enough every bloody Thursday. It's not that I'm not grateful to the NHS. I am. Fashion World magazine want to do a feature on me. Interview, photo shoot. The grand dame of fashion media, Zsa Zsa Jones. Multiple page spread, beautiful rich toned photographs of my lip colour matched with soft furnishing accents. Maybe a chaise longue. And I hear that the new fashion accessory are cigarette holders. The new bric-a-brac kitsch collectible. Topped off with some tinted designer eyewear fashion. Oh, okay. Philistines. Sunglasses.
Oh, house, bingo, what do I shout? I've won. It works, Bob, it works. Brilliant. The neighbours are going to love it. Yeah, well done. Okay, now I'll speak to you later just to confirm everything. Alright, Bob, thanks. Bye for now. Marvellous. Community bingo, Acacia Avenue, 7 p.m. Right then, time for a coffee. I have got a bit worried about myself during lockdown. I've taken a good long look at myself and there's a few things I'm not proud of. Things I've let, creep in as I've got nosy. Take this for instance. You'd never have caught me drinking it before. Cafe Direct Machu Picchu. That's Peruvian. It's very posh coffee, so I'll probably be training the entire working class. Mind you, it's fair trade and organic, so I am doing my bit for the planet. But this isn't accessible. Bloody tickle. The revolution, however, will be accessible if I've got anything to do with it. I've been doing these postcards for the neighbours. Nice, aren't they? Not everyone's got the internet or a mobile phone. I mean, when this all first kicked off, the world went silent, didn't it? There wasn't a bloody beep from the road. All that traffic just gone. It was eerie. No kids playing outside, no laughter or chatter. Once the soundscape started up again, it was the birds I noticed the most. I think I've seen everyone now. Certainly bloody heard them. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was lovely first thing in the morning. But my God, at night, it was like being in the Amazonian rainforest. All that squawking and shrieking. Oh, the birds, that is, not the neighbours. But it's all gone back to normal now, hasn't it? Even the building works back on. I think they thought that all the humans had been wiped out. They were having a party. They've got the planet back. Reclaim their space.
Fuck yeah. Oh yes. Fuck. That was good. I've had some brilliant orgasm in lockdown. Really been able to give myself my full attention. Do you know what I mean? Me time, self-love, baby. Can you beat a bit of a quick tease on a Tuesday afternoon? I never really got porn. At school it was almost the boys laughing at tits. I remember Robbie and Laddie I sat next to all through school was mortified when he was hauled out in front of the t-shirt for googling the single word tit. Instantly became his new name, Tit. But what is so funny about the female form? And in porn it's almost the same female form. Predictable, boring. My girlfriend keeps me in a steady supply of snacks, but she is so shit at games. Her controller's always falling out of her hand, covered in greasy salt. I think she does it on purpose, just to annoy me and break my concentration, get my full attention. Shit! The diabetes shit! 25 of us every day deliver food to those who need it. A homemade hearty broth. At the start of the lockdown, people from the allotment gave us loads of vegetables. We asked the niece to kitchen at the girls' club, not even in hesitation. They said yes, gave us a set of keys and we're in. Soon we scaled up a massive operation.
Delete. Spam. Not interested. Delete. Ooh, invitation. CB. Crip Broadcasting. Oh yeah, right. The Crip Broadcasting Corporation. Love it. Dear Raquelle, we've read and watched your recent work online with interest. We like what you have to say, and in particular the way you say it. Don't blame you. We read in a recent piece, that you once dabbled in stand-up comedy. Shit. They have no right to send that to me. I prefer the shadows. I'm always behind the scenes. Why the hell would I put this on stage or in front of a camera? My goodness, hasn't Raquelle got a big bottom? That's what my auntie said when I was 8. My poor little face burned. I froze, held my breath. Maybe I'd heard her wrong. My body tense, trying to make it not real. Oh no, like a really big bottom, haven't you noticed? Look at the size of it. Maybe I could just melt as I turned into the shadows of the downstairs loo. I could hear laughter fill the house that I had previously associated with happy stuff. I'd never ever heard it targeted at another person. Before, laughing was about belonging. I think it was the first time I felt shame and I wanted to disappear. I was ahead of my time, though, in the weight department. I didn't know it then, but as we all now know, big backsides are in. The ancient Greeks, they had a special dance for women who would actually kick their own backsides, believing that it would make them bigger. That would go down a treat in my house, I can tell you. And then we've seen arse accentuation through the years with bustles and panniers, crinoline hoops. Big asses have been in a big way. There was a time though, when we used to say, "Ooh, does my bum look big in this?" Kind friends would rush in and say, "No, you look perfect." Now though, ooh yeah, bootylicious.
Portia, darling, you can make it, can't you? Cocktails at sunset? It's just a little bash that I'm throwing together. Thought it might cheer us up to celebrate my feature in Fashion World. Bring your own tipple. Maybe bring a couple of extras. And do be a love. Could you bring some nibbles? Nothing too fancy. Just a simple tapas or meze spread. Of course you do. Of course you can. And bring a chair. Bring a couple. Got to go. I've got a sourdough in the oven. Mwah. Lots of love. Zsa Zsa Jones. Zsa Zsa Jones. I'm delighted Portia's insisted on bringing food. I had thought about ordering from M&S, one of their light buffets, but their standards are slipping all the time. They were scrimping on prawns in their salads even before lockdown. I had to take a stand. I waited patiently in the queue. The olden days when I used to go out. Tightly gripping onto my Louis Vuitton just in case. I can't believe the poor quality of this prawn salad. I really can't. It's very disappointing. I work hard for my income and I don't expect to come into somewhere I trust to be repaid with 8 meagre prawns. Well, I can hear the queue behind me ruffling up in support. So I turn up my Stella McCartney collar and I say, it just isn't good enough. People are tutting in support and I can hear someone shouting, disgraceful, and encourage me to continue. I don't think you're taking this seriously, I say to the woman on the checkout who's busy now rolling her eyes. Well, I hear a clucking chorus building now, and people are chipping in about socks and pants and something from the Peruna range and missing buttons and jewellery making the skin go green. My work here is done. I get a full refund and a £20 voucher. Speaking of standards, my lovely neighbours have treated themselves and their children to a lockdown hot tub. Lovely. I think it's inflatable, I'm not sure, or plastic or something. Who wants to sit in a hot tub overlooked by suburbia? All you can hear are children's voices into the night. Alexa, play One Direction, or whatever the hell it is these days. I feel like opening the windows and shouting, Alexa, shut that fucking family up. Better not be out in that thing when I have my soiree.
It was amazing though how people rallied. I mean, there was Facebook groups, community action groups, and of course locally they came to me. They said, come on Blanche, this is your thing. What do we do? So, postcards. Keeping in touch is key, I said. Staying connected. I mean, there's people stuck at home with the same beer cups you've always had, and no way of restocking them. Mind you, it is pretty mixed round here. I mean, on this side it's social housing, accessible flats for me. And then on the other side is the posh lot, in the houses with the drives. We need to reach out, send flyers, offer people something. You just have to give these things a bit of thought. So that's where the idea for the community bingo came from. You know, get people out of their houses, get them together, at a safe distance of course. This window is the closest to an intimate relationship I've had for quite a while. It's like a picture frame for something I can't quite reach, tempting me with what it has to offer, out there, in what we now call the outside world. It didn't take long, I can tell you, for this place to become Community HQ, the War Office. My spare room was plastered with calendars, charts, projections, and stuffed with resources. If there's anyone who knows how to get something you need, it's Blanche. Or she knows a man or woman that can. How do we love in the time of COVID? How can we touch? When can we touch? I miss me friends. I miss the whisper of you on my skin. The hand grabbing me as we cackle together in a circle of tears and laughter. Your body and mine strong together as we lean in to shore each other up against the tide, the waves of virus and fear that come towards us. After this, I'm definitely looking into living with other people. I'm not giving up my independence, mind. I'm not living in a bloody commune either. But, you know, just closer to me friends.
My mum makes the best soup. Love soup, she calls it. Makes everyone add something to the pot. My mum taught me that the making of the soup itself is a community task. Everyone together, everyone's ingredients count. Add something, change the flavour. We all matter. I can't believe that there's a modern day soup kitchen here in our community. It's like I keep expecting Zsa Zsa to pop in or something. Soon everyone found out about her. They told other people and word of mouth, and soon we were feeding hundreds of people. Families with nothing were relying on us. I'm in the thick of it. The people that I work with in the kitchen are lovely. They never met a deaf person before, so at first they would do all the typical shouting, back mouthing of the words. They make themselves a critical high blood pressure. It's a good thing that we're standing away from each other social distancing, otherwise I'll be sprayed with their good intentions. But I don't retreat, I stick with it. They watch my Gerber and I signing. I teach them my signing, Cuba. And they like it. It's easy to do and remember easy. And they want to know their own sign name. But what is it with theory people that they want to know all the root signs first, like fucking, banny and arsehole? Did you know that the BSF arsehole is the same as the white supremacy sign?
I would take pennies from my mother's purse as a kid to feed my habit, hot with fear in case I was caught. 4 ounces of toffee nuts in a white paper bag from Top News. Eaten in secret on my way home from school. Oh, I'd feel better. I'd feel good. While I was eating them, the chocolate melting, the caramel sticking to my teeth. But soon after the packet was empty, the guilt would begin. What a bad person. I would have to pay for this. Hot panic would creep in dark childhood night times, and I was alone in my bed. Crip Broadcasting. So, they're inviting me to do a stand-up spot, asking older people, the cheeky buggers, to give it a go and see if we're more radical than the younger generation. Oh, there's no chance if it's a competition. Imagine pitting Crip against Crip, making Crips judge other Crips, divide and conquer, deciding if each other are good enough with a big I think I'd rather die on my rather large arse. No thanks. My mother, Raquelle Senior, she could seem a bit up herself. She was very well groomed. She was beautiful. Hair and full makeup before anybody else was out of bed. Insisted in putting me in ridiculous clothes. So I already stuck out. But now, there was this other thing looming behind me, lurking in the shady bits of my mind constantly, making me feel like I was taking up more space than I should. Hasn't Raquelle got a big bottom? And then your radar about your body and all its quirks is permanently on. You're on full alert all the time, shrinking, invisible, wishing yourself away, it never leaves. I popped into the cafe at work one day. It's quiet and there's only one guy sitting at a table over there. I don't give him a second thought. I'm at the counter, looking at the menu, and then I absently glance back over at him again, and in that split second he mouths to me, "How do you fuck a whale?" A split second, and he was ready. He thought he could say that to me. I want younger me to know that that's not good enough, that people in our families, people in magazines and men anywhere judging different bodies are being fed guff. They believe the guff and they say the guff. We just need a magic guff puffer to get rid of it all. But instead of the magic guff puffer, do you know what there is instead? A lifetime of campaigning, speaking out, retreating, recovering. Campaigning, speaking out, retreating, recovering. But stand-up comedy, what have I got to say?
Hello, yes, Zsa Zsa Jones. Fashion world, indeed I am. That's correct. And how are we going to do the social distancing? No. I'm not coming to you. It's not safe. I'm shielding. Government letter, all that jazz. Surely you're aware of this. You can send a car for me, but I won't be getting in it. I thought you were coming here. Full PPE. Deep cleaning everything that you've touched. I thought you'd have things in place. I thought you might want to bring some showpieces of furniture in, you know, just to juice the place up a bit. A little chaise lounge or some drapes. I see. Well, this isn't how I imagined it. I think I need to speak to my agent. You can't expect me to risk life and limb to come out into the unknown. I know this is a great opportunity. I know this is a global platform, but it won't be any good for me if I'm dead, will it? Hello? Hello, I'm Portia, for God's sake. I thought you were Fashion World calling me back. I have to go. I've got a sourdough in the oven. Yes, I fucking do! Some people think I'm arrogant, pushy, difficult. Well, I'm not sorry. To get anywhere in this world, I've had to be. I mean, I've worked hard for years, put family, relationships to one side, and I've ploughed on. I have to swim twice as hard as anyone else. My little legs are kicking like buggery under the surface just to keep my head up. I deserve this article. The world deserves this feature.
It's people who've kept me entertained during lockdown, actually. For all I haven't seen many in real life, I am in touch with an awful lot of people, organising things, as I say. In fact, I'm probably in touch with more people now we're trapped inside than I ever was before. And people have kept themselves busy, haven't they? It's been great for DIY lockdown, hasn't it? Apparently, online DIY sales are absolutely bloody booming. I know with this one upstairs, the young woman. I thought she was rebuilding her own bloody flat. It was knock, 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 bang, 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 ooh, ooh, ooh. To be honest, I thought she was hating herself till I realised she was DIYing her body, you know what I mean. I know we're all taught to love ourselves a bit more these days, but my God, she was going for it. Have you got new legs? This little girl in the library just before lockdown. The mother was mortified. Where are your legs? You never know how the parents are going to react. I remember when I first started to realise I was different. I must have been about 6 or 7. Until then, I was just another snotty-nosed kid, playing in the dirt in the long hot days of summer, along with the other kids. But one night, my mum and dad were watching a documentary on the telly, and I saw this kid, looked a lot like me. They were talking about him as if he was really tragic. Apparently he needed special surgery and special care. And my mum was crying. I didn't really fully understand it at that age, of course. But that was when I started to know. And the world of difference grew around me like a forest. In those fairy tale days of innocence, I was something else. I was the thing that was different. Sometimes I feel like I spent half my life trying to comfort other people, make them feel okay about me, win them over.
Being outside so much is wonderful. Fresh air, big skies, very few people gawping. I could be one of those characters in a game and no one gives a shit. I can creep up on someone and take them by surprise, but to be able to fill space is amazing. I can jump over, go side to side, I can run or walk slowly. I breathe it in, big gulping mouthful of fresh air. It's like the live living version of the game. I can sock, spin, turn, have a bit of control. I love the keen, but I missed the blue sea swimming where the water meets the sky. The sea doesn't care if I haven't shaved my armpit or put down a lockdown pout. When it's wild, it's out there. Nothing compares. I stand solid. The sea crashing towards me. Heads down. 1, 2, 3. Breathe. 1, 2, 3. Breathe. 1, 2, 3. Breathe. Cuba takes the gold! Does you know that the first woman ever to swim the English Channel was a deaf woman, Carr, Italy, Trudy. Her arms slicing through the water like a machine. Nothing but a small boat next to her. No contact allowed. Powerhouse. She smashed the previous Channel record by 2 hours. Amazing woman. I love these deaf women hidden in history, but my girlfriend is a strange one. It's like she's shameless. I want her to understand that I need these women. I need to know that they were there, not invisible. I need to know that there was a likeness, that I'm connected to something. So says far, Bach and Barney and also the universal language of love. But as I say, this is not about keeping up, especially not now. This is about building bridges. And I am a cunning linguist, swearing and sex signs. Oh, ha, ha, ha. It's like when we were kids and we met the French kid at the Escames school where teaching each other well what's fast broke the ice. But there's so much more serious than that. Sign language is a language. What about the cyber hungry benefits, domestic abuse, signs that might mean something to people? It's about identity, information, and language. If you don't have access to the information, how the hell do you know where to get the help? How to protect yourself and your kids? How to escape from domestic abuse? Get food. I can't believe some of the difficulties people are facing. I didn't think it was possible, not in our lifetime. This is the modern world civilization. I'm really worried about some people out there.
I clearly don't have conventional beauty, not like my mother. And there is nothing standard about me, my body, or my crutches either. But I quite like that. My mother, God rest her, she gave me a lifetime of beauty tips and critique. She only gave me career advice the once, though. I had thought up until this point that she was quite proud of me. I was in a job where I just burnt out, and she said I'd had an episode. She came round one day worried that I wasn't going to be able to earn enough money to pay the bills. She pulls out an article from the regional newspaper. I thought of you, she said, when I read it, a way to make a bit more money. She carefully unfolds this newspaper clipping, like it was the blueprint to a brighter, new future for us all. She turns it round carefully to show me. A very large lady dressed in a Ann Summers get-up, with a walking stick a bit like mine. There you are, she said. What? I said. Squashing? She said. Squashing? I said. What the fuck is squashing? She said, well, it's a new thing. Apparently there are some men out there who love a larger lady. Who'd have thought that? You don't have to do anything rude, but they just want you to sit on them or squash them up against a wall. Apparently they're crying out for it. People are making a fortune. You could do that. Well, that's what my mother thought I had to offer the world. The future was based on my large frame, squashing strangers who were gagging for it. Pay the bills, diamonds, mansions, even a damehood. Bless her. All she could see was my big, fat, beautiful body, and pound signs were rolling around in her funny little head. Ka-ching, ka-ching. I do miss her pep talks. Big arse, you say? It's a beauty. Yes!
Poor Portia. Long-serving, long-suffering, lovely Portia. We met at university. We both studied fashion. I had to fight for everything then too, so she became a true ally, a real friend. We had a lovely group of friends back then. We'd always sit in a circle, always ask for the big circular table in bars and restaurants. It's just how we were. We wanted to be able to see everyone clearly and equally. No awkward corners, no sharp elbows jockeying for position. We like to see each other's warmth and funny faces, see each other's disgust as we talk male politics, and our pride when one of us did well, had success. That all changed somewhere along the line. God, I miss that. The clinking of our glasses, knives and forks, And then, oh, yours looks good. And the chatter, and the increased volume as the night wears on, and the celebration of us. The stillness of this time makes you think, makes you remember the really important things in life. The friends, the people who mark a lifetime and a life well lived. There was another episode in M&S. No prawn salad or gaggle of support this time. The accessible toilet wasn't working. It was full of crap, as usual. I complained. But even Louis Vuitton and Stella McCartney didn't come to my rescue that day. Just a series of loud tuts and sighs. Maybe I should ring Portia and suggest we have a takeaway pizza in Upper John's. On the drive, of course. It's the done thing these days. Maybe we could have a no makeup rule and we could indulge in a little bit of JOMO. You know, joy of missing out. Together. Yeah.
This little girl's mother pipes up. This lady is a special mermaid. Now, of course, everyone who wasn't taking any notices turned round to have a look at me. I mean, with most people it's the embarrassed side eye, but sometimes it's the full-on gorp. And I said, no, sweetheart, I'm not a mermaid. I'm a community leader. I run an organisation. Then this mother leans in and puts her hand on the back of my chair just to show she's comfortable talking to me. I mean, what other stranger would you just start leaning on? Then she leans in. I will pray for you, she says. My friend works with disabled people and she finds it so rewarding. She takes my hand. God loves you, she says. And don't think of this as punishment. He loves you. She squeezes my hand. This over-familiar thing, it's weird. And it's all the time. I mean, the other day, one of the young girls on the community bingo planning group, she said to me, Blanche, now I know you better. I don't see you as disabled anymore. I mean, we even wear the same nail varnish. Look, I know you mean well, but please don't try to bridge the gap between my body and yours. You can't do it. And anyway, that's not what any of this has been about. First of all, it's not about you, it's about us. And it's not about our bodies. That's just the thing that fascinates you. You just want to peek, a look at the mermaid's tail. That's your mistake. And please, don't start saying you don't see my disability. Because quite frankly, it's insulting. It just erases a large part of my experience and who I am. You need to see us as disabled people. Otherwise, you don't see all the shitty barriers and obstacles we face every single day. Anyhow, these food parcels aren't going to deliver themselves. I've got to send a rotor over to the volunteers, and then it's bingo all the way. Sometimes there's up to 10 of us in a meeting. The world has opened up, folks. It's opened up. As long as it's accessible, everything's possible with Zoom or Skype or WhatsApp. Bob? Hiya, Bob. You alright then, love, yeah? Everything's set for tonight? Smashing. Okay then. Oh, Bob! Don't forget to give your balls a good shake.
I have to get inside this game. I've been building myself a new character. Look about the perfect woman. But what drives me mad is that they can't build a woman like me. No shiny characters, no dead character inside, no wheelchair users, no one with leg braces or walking sticks. It's a eugenicist dream, the world of gaming. Screen and boom and lenses run doubly us on the outside, selfies and filters, face changer, game changer, self-wrote or self-rap. It's time for a game made by me, filled to the brim of amazing women from our communities, busy, active on the site adventures. Maybe I'll create an app that gets the people the information they need. One of the women we delivered to has tried to hurt herself. It has all got too much for her. Her eldest felt her. This isn't her fault. She was a hard-working mum, bending hard for survival. She fell through every category, every one of them. She qualified for no help. We read them all. Love Soup, and Bob, one of the neighbours, has set up a collection. We will pull together like scaffolding and hold them together. I am an interesting stat. No one wants to be a number, but I like knowing that the majority of the gamers are female. My games will have real life women in it. In the games that I play, I create a character, make all the decisions, and the story is told from my point of view. But I am generally not on screen. I am invisible. In my game, I can zoom right into the screen. I can choose, and I can choose how I'm shown.
I wonder what would happen if I did give it a go. Stand on a stage, crutches in hand, not a beauty standard in sight. I want to talk to you about your body, all its nooks and crannies, intimate bits, funny little hairy bits, hidden bits, not so intimate bits, the bits that are on show. That mole on your back that you haven't worked out how to hide when you're on your summer holes, the one you're always saying you want removed. Have you noticed that whenever you're in hospital, and we all have to go there sometimes, the medical profession try really hard to call you by your actual name. But when they're talking to each other, it's the broken leg in bed 3, the aneurysm in HDU, the appendix, the gallstone, the ingrown toenail. Imagine if that became your label for life, that and nothing else. That label becomes the first and then only thing people know about you, totally medicalised. Anyway, your body. Talking about it in detail, in public, is that okay? Is it? Course it fucking isn't. It's none of my business. Who you are and how this world treats you, that's what's important, isn't it? My life has been transformed in lockdown, but it's complicated. I have to say how bad it all is. The struggles for basic supplies at the beginning when I was ill, PPE for PAs to keep me safe, and now shielding is completely broken down. It's terrifying. Sadly, outrageously, tens of thousands of people haven't made it. It's a scandal. There's thousands more still ill months later, in terrible, terrible pain, with no real support. Abandoned. We have to do something about that. If I get COVID, I'm gone. As a disabled woman, my treatment has already been decided long before I get ill. But also, I have found my voice. A few people have tried to shut me down, tried to silence me, and some have tried to pretend that I'm not even here. Well, tough, I am here. And I strangely feel I have nothing left to lose. So I will use my voice, and I'll bloody go out shouting, disabled women, unite. We are a force. Turn that camera on.
Of course you've guessed it by now. My birth name is not Zsa Zsa Jones. I'm Liz, and I'm an actor. Like Daniel Day-Lewis in My Left Foot. I won my Oscar for this. I shall unzip myself from my physical performance costume. No, still a crib. A real crib. We just wanted to make some space in the noise and misinformation to say that we are proud to be disabled women. We are strong, we are diverse, and it's not inevitable that we're going to die in this pandemic. We've got a lot of living to do yet.
My name isn't Blanche, but I think some of you probably knew that. I'm Mandy, and I'm an actor. And we've presented to you some amazing, interesting, complex disabled women characters in order that at this point in history we remain visible. Because like millions of other women all over the world, nevertheless, we persist.
And I'm not Cooper. I mean, I can see why they casted me. Cooper is hot, very, very hot. My name is Bea, and this is my sign name Bea, because it's like a little bee, and then I'm an actor. And I'm somewhere on the map, a point in the graph, a number on the pie chart. I'm mapped to someone somewhere, and the maths they do on a daily basis. I'm a current demographic of the diversity stakes. I'm a quadruple threat, deaf, mixed race, queer, woman. That's 4 box text in one person. Hot baby. It can feel like it's a lot to handle, and people don't know where to start with me. But I tell them my sign name Bea and make them feel okay.
You've got the gist of this now. Raquelle isn't my real name. I'm Vicky. Nice to meet you. It is tricky being a disabled woman because you're always trying to work out which story to tell and to whom. So many things that we try to counter, to surprise, to disrupt, to challenge, and just generally win you over. But our voices and our experiences in this world are important, and we will be heard.